So I see we are starting to see some folks in here. Good morning, everybody. This is KSBY Chief Meteorologist Dave Hovde. Let's get started. Anybody else who's jumping in late, I will do a rewind and get back into the beginning. Good morning, everybody. This is a look at our satellite picture, and if you're looking there from the left-hand bottom part of the screen toward the center, you can see that big plume of moisture heading toward the central coast. That's the atmospheric river, and we already have some activity on the radar, so let's jump over to the radar here and show you. Well, I'm sorry, that is actually the model. Let me jump onto the radar here. Here you go. So already we have a system that's coming in, and this is not the main system today, but you can see there's already some showers just off the coastline. We're going to see rain this afternoon, and that is not from the larger system that is still coming from Sunday into Wednesday. Now, the system today does have the possibility of producing up to a half inch of rain across the area, and then the larger system still coming in. So now let's jump over to the modeling and show you when it's going to start raining around the area. This model finally slowed down a little bit. It was pretty fast yesterday, making it rain across the area by, say, noon. It does look more like it's going to be in the early afternoon that we start to see rain across more of San Luis Obispo County. This initial band probably peaks around 5 o'clock through San Luis, 6 o'clock through Lompoc, and in the Santa Barbara area around 8. And that's the initial line of showers here. Then we get a little bit of a break. It's not a perfect one. We could see some showers. But as we get into Sunday afternoon, this is when things really get going here. You can see how rain across the area, locally heavier rain rates at times. Remember, that atmospheric river, this essentially is a big stream of water vapor. And you can see on the left-hand side, the Hawaiian Islands, that little yellow stripe, that is the atmospheric river. It stays focused here on the central coast as an upper low starts to swing in. So that's Sunday, Monday, and look at that, even enhanced activity into Tuesday as well. So this is a significant atmospheric river. We're going to check the latest from the folks who look into that in just 1 second. I'm kind of doing this in free form here this morning. Okay, this is our mid-range model. This is going to take us through the entirety of the event. Again, we have some rain today, a little bit of a break. Rain on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, Monday morning, Monday afternoon. This is Tuesday morning. This is Tuesday afternoon. And this is Wednesday morning, the system clearing out. So that's a lot of activity. And again, our key concerns are rainfall, totals. We're on saturated ground. Rainfall rates, winds, surf, and thunderstorm potential. We'll talk about all of that. This is the 7-day forecast from the Weather Prediction Center. It's going anywhere from 1 in the interior to 5+ inches in places like the South Coast and up along the North Coast. That might turn out to be fairly conservative, because now we're going to switch over to our 3-kilometer modeling, which takes into account this morning's activity and only really takes us through 9 a.m. Monday. Remember, there's another full day here of this system. And our modeling is showing half-inch to 1-inch inland, and this is accurate, I think, because this is one of the areas that the Weather Service is not warning for flooding, is the deep interior. But look at the possibilities around San Luis and Cambria. This is 4.5, 5 inches, South Coast 5+ inches, and up into the hills. And again, this doesn't even take into account Tuesday. So I actually think that we're looking at anywhere from 2 to 5 inches generally across the area, 4 to 8 in the hills and mountains. And that's actually falling in line with what the Weather Service has been saying. I actually love their forecast. I think they've been right on it with them in this system. So I actually agree with everything. This is the Weather Prediction Center's outlook for excessive rainfall. Not really today so much. Again, might nip the area just a little bit. This is Saturday morning through Sunday morning. I think this is really more so for the activity cumulatively, taking system 1 and 2 into account. Now, this is entirely system number 2 here. Sunday through Monday morning, you see the red area there for Santa Barbara and the South Coast, and that's Monday into Tuesday. So we're talking about a multi-day rain event here as well. I'm going to talk you through this. This is one advisory we don't have that I could see us getting. So by this afternoon, we've got wind gusts at 18 to 30 miles per hour. But that is not the main event. Again, the main event is going to produce winds, I'd say, gusting from 25 to 35. I wouldn't be surprised to see some 40+ mile per hour gusts, and that's going to be later Sunday through Monday. And that's pretty significant here with another gust event possible as we get into Tuesday. It's sort of an edge event on winds. It isn't on waves. 15 to 20 feet on the waves for the central coast, 6 to 10 feet for the south coast. And high tides here are going to be an issue from Sunday morning into Tuesday morning. 5.6 feet for the central coast. South coast is also covered in this coastal flooding advisory. That means the water, the waves on top of the tidal bulge could push water into areas where we don't typically get it. So that can be kind of problematic. I'm going to show you another output here. This is total rainfall through March 4th. So it's really more or less all the systems plus a subsequent system that's still in the forecast. You can see a lot of models are lining up on this system. And I'll show you one other one here, one that we really like quite a bit. This is the European model that came out this morning, and this is just through Wednesday. So the south coast, you can see anywhere from say 4 to 5 inches for the south coast. Up along the north coast, we've got the hills anywhere 4 to 8 inches. So this does take into account some of the what we call orographics or geographic enhancement that rainfall can have. It has slow at 4.5 inches, Santa Maria at 2 inches. Let's switch over to the morning GFS run. It is very similar here. So the models are actually in a good bit of agreement. Let's take a look at the Canadian this morning. Same story here. You've got 2 to 5 inches at the coast with more in the hills. The German Icon model has less rainfall, but still ample rainfall. And I think that's it for the... we'll look at the UK Met as well. And that's still the same. So we have a lot of model agreement here in terms of the total amount of rainfall possible with the system. So let's review again for folks who are kind of coming on late here. Our storm system is still coming, and I'm going to put this into motion here. You can see this huge plume of moisture. It's going to start raining this afternoon. We have 2 systems on the way. One this afternoon into the evening, a little bit of break, and then we get a system Sunday through Wednesday. It is an atmospheric river. That atmospheric river is pointed at the central coast now, but as an upper low drops in, it's going to keep that moisture focused in the area all the way through Tuesday. So it's a multi-day rain event. This is our 3-kilometer modeling showing the rainfall spreading across the area this afternoon into the evening, a bit of a break, and then as we get into Sunday afternoon, rainfall, and again, that is going to go for days potentially here. So we're going to switch over to the next model run that's going to take us through the entirety of the event. Again, the first system, this is the second, Sunday afternoon, evening, overnight, through Monday, into Tuesday, and then finally abating a bit on Wednesday. The rainfall projection for this storm is 2 to 5 inches for most of the central coast, less in the interior. Higher amounts in the hills, 4 to 8 inches for the south coast in the hills and in the hills of the San Luis Obispo County north coast. I do kind of like that outlook there. We do have a flood watch in place Sunday through Wednesday. It's because of the rainfall we have, the rainfall we're talking about, and rainfall rates that could be 1/2 inch to 1 inch per hour. And again, this is just our 3-kilometer modeling. It only takes us out through 9 a.m. on Monday, but again, that's in line with some of the forecast expectations that we have. Thunderstorm possibilities here. Not a big threat today. A minor threat tomorrow, more for the Bay. More so for us Monday into Tuesday. That introduces higher rainfall rates. Excessive rainfall. This is from the Weather Prediction Center. Marginal threat through tomorrow morning. Slight threat for the central coast. Moderate threat for the south coast. Both on tomorrow and as we go Monday into Tuesday as well. We have surf advisories, 15 to 20 footers out there for the central coast, 6 to 10 for the channel, and we have some tidal bulge we'll be dealing with from Sunday through Tuesday. So coastal flood advisory possible, and again, the winds will be a factor, especially as we get into the Sunday time frame. I'm just going to scrub this out here. You can see later Sunday, we're going to be dealing with some wind gusts of 20 to 40 miles per hour. This is not as strong as the prior events recently, but you get the idea. This is a pretty significant system here. Let's get back over to the Doppler radar to show you that we do have some rain that's just off the coast now. It's on the way shortly. I want to look up something on the fly here. So give me 1 second. We're going to see what the assessment of the atmospheric river is for today in the forecast. Just 1 moment. I'm pulling this up on a second screen here. My apologies here. 1 moment, please. Almost there. Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to pull this over so you can take a look at it. Okay, this is what we call the AR scale forecasting on a scale of 1 to 5. Yesterday, modeling showed it as a 2. This morning, the assessment is that it would be a 1. I think that's interesting, but again, what I think that's really important to assess here is not just the fact of where it is on the scale of atmospheric river, it's that this atmospheric river is going to be on us for so long. Again, there's some plume in there today with a weak frontal boundary, and we know there's rain on the radar at the moment. This is the plume as we get into Sunday. Looks pretty good to me. It's there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday into early Wednesday. So that's a long time to be under that much water vapor, so I wouldn't get hung up on the scale there. Okay, that's it for the discussion today. I am working tomorrow. Because there's so little change in the forecast that I currently have on the website and on my social media, we're going to call that good for now. There won't be many updates. I think Lindsay's in today doing weather. I'm in tomorrow doing weather. So I will have another one of these live broadcasts in the morning, and I'll talk about everything related to the storm. I'm going to jump in and see what the comments are like, if you give me just a minute. So kind to you folks. Thank you so much for these kind comments in here. Really, really great. I got to tell you, and this is something that I've really kind of gravitated to over the years. Public safety is such a big deal, so this opportunity to get here and talk to you about this, then it's on Facebook, and you can send this to your friends and loved ones. Let's just make sure everybody's safe. We get to the other side on this. We've done really well with recent events and public safety, and I think for all of us in the safety community, I know a lot of people who work at OES and the Weather Service, and everybody really wants people to just stay safe, and I think we do that by staying informed. Again, the latest on KSBY.com. If there's a reason to do another one of these streams today, I will do it. Otherwise, I'm going to aim at 9:30 again tomorrow morning, and we will see you folks then. Thank you so much for tuning in.